Okay, this is a little tiny video. Excuse the furnace noise in the background. Just doing about a quick 40-second clip of how I started carving more of this out. You can kind of see the difference from some of the other pictures. But just to show you how easy this stuff cuts, I'm able to do this now because I got the camera sitting in something. But this stuff just cuts so nice and easy with this kind of knife. It works very well. And how I've been kind of roughing it up is I just take the serrated edge and scrape. You can kind of hear it, and it does make a heck of a mess, but the results are really nice. Now, again, I'm gonna probably cover a lot of this with sand and dirt and stuff like that, and greenery, so you won't see all of this, but it just kind of gives you an idea what you kind of see what it does to the texture. But what I would normally do after doing this, I'm going to leave a little bit of it exposed as far as making a type of, I guess, wall of rock. Is I would take, after I'm done with this, I'll take my little brush and I'll stamp it really good. And then I'll even probably take a rubber mallet and I'll pound on it. And that'll smash it all back in. So you won't have all these little flakes sticking off. I was actually taking this just to clean up some of that stuff already, and it gets some of it off there. But I don't want to. I'm kind of done with shredding it. I don't want to do any more. I am possibly thinking about this corner back here, going back a little bit. I don't know if the camera is showing that, but right over in this area here, think about knocking some of this out, and then I would probably do the similar thing on that corner, but we'll have to just wait and see. So anyways, I just wanted you to see what this was. I'll kind of zoom back so you can see what I did and look at the mess on the floor. This stuff is very messy to do. So just thought you'd like to see that. Hello modelers, this is John back with the River Gorge. I did some final carving. It's the carving. I did quite a bit more. Real fine stuff you may not even notice. I can't remember what was in the last one, but I think there's a lot here that does look a little different now. And as you see, I painted it. I did some experimenting with some colors. I basically used a tan, a real light yellow tan, and some black, all watered down, and some brownish red nutmeg. And the paints I used was they're from the craft store, Appleberries, the paints. So anyways, that's what I used. And I mean, it is showing up a little darker in the video than it actually is. But it looks really nice. I think the rock faces came out really good. I did pound them down using a brush and a hammer, and got a lot of the big chunks out of them, in loose pieces. I think it all came out very nice. So I'm going to kind of show you. And then I also did glue in the bottoms of the piers, the rock that the short piers sit on. They're glued in, and I also caulked them in with using some white caulking. You'll see a picture of that, and same thing with the paint. You'll see a picture of that too. But I just wanted you to see this. I think it came out pretty well. I'm going to kind of get in close so you can kind of get an idea. You can see here I really carved out quite a big chunk. And then over here I did some more. Of course, I left the pink where the masonite's gonna cover it. So, and I did this all with spray. I just mixed all the paints with water, and it's probably 90% water, 95% water, and just a little bit of paint. I'm talking a very little bit, maybe 2 tablespoons in a big spray bottle. So, and it dries almost instantly. I'd say I had a fan on it. Within an hour, the whole thing was dry. So, and I did paint my piers for the bridge, but they're not permanent glued yet either. I still got to do some kind of footings. But the bridge itself is going to be painted silver. just like it is in the video or in the picture. So, but you can kind of see this. I'll get up a little closer. You can kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. Now all I got left to do, I wasn't even going to try and do this much painting on it. I was just going to do this so I got to still cover a lot of it with ground cover, or, foliage like I'd mentioned earlier. And I still plan to do that, especially down at the bottom, the base. I did say earlier I was going to put some plaster cloth on it. I did not do that. I just used caulking instead. I may still put a little bit down at the very bottom in certain areas to cover up a couple gaps just to make the ground cover a little smoother. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen. And as far as the river, what's going to end up happening, I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking about is I'm going to kind of maybe V out the bottom a little bit, and I'm going to put a lot of boulders in there, like they came off I'm going to paint them to match, soak them in paint to match what I've got already. And I'm going to just pour water in between it, or maybe I'll pour the water and then dump all the boulders in it. Something like that. I'm not positive, but in that line. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, I've got no trees. So this is where it kind of ends for a little bit till I actually got to buy some tree sticks. I can't go outside and get any. It's too cold, and we have a lot of snow. But I'm going to just buy some of them, some from like Woodland Scenics or something like that, to make some of the trees. I've got plenty of the sawdust for foliage and things like that. Got tons of that. So, but I will wait to put all that in until I get the tree stuff going. Anyways, this is what I got so far. I just wanted you to see it. I know it was just yesterday. I worked really hard on this I kind of got up early this morning and went to town on it. And this is how it came out. And I believe myself, I think it looks really nice. I'm going to kind of stand back, let you look. I wish I had the right background for it at the moment, but I don't. So this is kind of what it is. And this really gives you an idea. I mean, this is the full shape of it, how it's going to be. So this up here, like I'd mentioned over here, this piece here, that is going to be covered in trees. I'm going to have a little bit of the front showing, so it's kind of rocky. That's why I didn't go all the way to the end with this. There's just going to be a lot of trees going up and around. And actually right in the front here, this area is going to have trees too. This is all going to be left open with some potential for there's going to be little bits of ground cover, green foliage in there, like right on these ledges. I'll fill those with some kind of foliage and things like that. And then same thing with these things down here, this area, we'll fill that in. And of course over here, and tons of it down here. And this whole side here, all the way up, these ledges are huge, and they're going to be filled with ground foliage and trees. So then, of course, the whole top is also going to be covered. And you won't see the ends of the track. And just so you know, the track is not what's permanent. I just put it in there just so it gives some idea of what's going on here. That you guys can kind of see what's going to happen. Now, that track there is going to curve a little bit and head straight off the board. That way I have more room for trees. And same thing with back there. So anyways, just wanted you to see this, and let me know what you think. I think it came out good, and thanks for all your input on what you thought, if the shorter or taller piers were better. I like it like this too. I agree with everybody, and thank you for all the comments, good and bad. Thank you.